Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm KRX and we are continuing with this beginner playthrough for England. We have successfully gone to war with Brittany, taken some land for ourselves and expanded our empire. We are a kingdom, I guess, at this point. We're not quite an empire yet, but we could become one in the future. We are allied with Portugal, Castile, Austria. We're thinking about dropping the alliance with Portugal. I don't know if we really need that or not anymore. And we have too many diplomatic relationships. We have not integrated, but we have vassalized Ulster and Munster diplomatically, peacefully. They wanted to join our empire, so these are countries that are now our vassals, and we could actually conquer in their name. We could actually, they have claims on Irish nations. We can actually sort of give them, look at this, they have reasons to go to war. We could use their reasons to go to war as a reason to sort of start conquering bits of Ireland and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And we can grow these different countries. But for the most part, we're kind of just hanging out. We're trying to work on this mission really desperately. Levy the troops. Levy the troops. We need 60% manpower level. And we're close to that. Very close to that. But we're going to take a big hit there. There we go. We just hit 60% of our manpower level. But we're going to take a huge hit because now we need to get our total army size up to 100% of our force limit. Well, if we go to our land unit production tab, we can see our force limit is 11. We're short 11,000 troops. 11,000 troops short. Which means that's 11,000 manpower. Let's go up to speed 4. Let's go up to speed 4. Now what we could do is we could actually do these little wars in the name of our vassals like we were talking about. We could look at the situation over here. See if we could sort of find a really clean, simple opportunity to go to war with any of these Irish nations and expand the borders of Ulster or Desmond. But I think what we're going to do this is we start paying for the army. Man, if we start paying for that army, we're not going to be making any more money. But the thing is, we don't really have very good buildings to build at the moment, so a lot of money that we would invest in buildings is kind of unnecessary, because we need new technology. We need administrative tech 4 before we can build the churches. The churches are really good, because we can build these in provinces, and then we can essentially make additional income per month. Monthly income increase. These things pay for themselves very quickly in really good high development provinces. So it's really, really strong to do that. Let's look at the situation here. They're allied to Tyrone. Ooh, that's interesting. Tyrone is allied to... That's it. Well, here's the interesting thing here, guys. Desmond has a claim on Cork. Ulster has a claim on Tyrone. We can attack and give both of them a piece of land at the same time. It's kind of cool. Desmond also has a claim on this nation, who is allied to Leinster. Doesn't look like anyone actually has a claim on... Oh, nope. Ulster has a claim on Leinster. Ulster has a claim on this nation, which is allied to here. And it doesn't look like anybody has a claim on that. So I'm just going into the diplomatic mode and just seeing who has a claim on what. Who has a justification for war against these different countries, right? So if we take a free diplomat, we go here and we say, let's attack these guys. We can do it based on take Cork. Take Cork. And we can make Tyrone a co-belligerent because we know their only ally is Desmond. So we can do a quick little decisive battle where we sort of just whoosh onto here and whoosh onto here, and that would be really, really clean. Let's get some troops over here to deal with this. I think 8,000 would be more than enough. More than enough to take out. There's only... Oh wait, actually, well, here's the interesting thing. Let's go to 10,000. If we take 10,000 troops. Sorry, we need more transports grouped up for this. If we take 10,000 troops, or 11,000 in this case, a little bit over. It'll be a 10-to-1 ratio when we attack Cork there. So we won't even do a battle. It won't even commence a battle, which is just crazy to me to think it's going to be that clean. Sort of these battles are going to be that clean. So I'm going into here, right? Well, I don't think we've talked about this too much. I'm sorry, guys. Taking things for granted. Create a new unit. I'm just creating the units that I want. I just want an 11,000 stack. Let's go over here and let's get these guys over here. The other thing we can do too is we can use our heavy ships to maybe steal some of their light ships in this war too. So that could be really useful. Holland's in war with... oh, France. A war is broken out between France and Burgundy. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Milan's fighting with Burgundy, it looks like. 3 leagues. Who's the attacker? Who's the defender? Attacker against Burgundy. France is just going at it. France is just going at it. Provence is not even in the war. So we have a war right now where France is attacking Burgundy. Burgundy is defending with Milan, 3 leagues, and all of their subjects, which is Nevers. This is good. That's going to be a bloody battle, which, to be fair, in a weird way, gives us an opportunity potentially. If Burgundy starts to win that war decisively, we could actually take advantage of that situation and swoop in on France potentially. That'd be very aggressive, but it's totally possible. So we're setting up for a very quick war. This is going to be effortless. So, and we're losing a few men just transporting them by sea. That makes sense, right? Attrition at sea. Okay, we're at 21 spy network with Brittany. Let's get another claim on Brittany here. Okay, we got a claim on this province. And we can get another claim on this one, but every time you get a claim, it costs more to get the next one. So the next one's going to cost 25. Next one's going to cost 25. Okay, we are moving along here, guys. Oh, these light ships have been built. I'm going to hold control. If you hold control... So if I just do a box select here, like a traditional RTS box select, it only grabs the land units. It'll only ever grab land units. It's not what we want. If I box select over 2 land units, it'll grab both sets of land units. It's not, again, not what I want. I want these light ships. So I'm going to use control, hold control, box select the light ships, the 5 light ships that just got built here. That'll select them. There we go. Let's group them up and then we'll send them the English. Well, we have a bunch of ships already protecting trade in Lubeck. Let's send some more to the English node. Let's send some to the English node to help out. But are you guys already working? No, yeah, you guys are working in Lubeck. Protect trade in the English node. They should at least be able to cover their maintenance costs. So let's double check the situation here. They're allied to Tyrone. These guys are allied to Desmond. There we go. So let's attack. Let's also get our leader over here, so he'll have a chance to die, which is nice. Anytime there's a siege or a battle, we're going to make Tyrone a co-belligerent. None of our allies are going to join. We don't need any of our allies. It's totally fine. Let's attack. This should be really, really decisive because these are 10-to-1 ratios. We haven't talked about a 10-to-1 ratio. If you have over 10-to-1, there's no battle. It's just an instantly they just lose all their troops. It's not a battle. Okay, now we're sitting on this province. We're going to take attrition. We're going to take attrition here. We only need 3,000. These are capital. These are not castles. They are capital forts. And we just know that because it's their only province, so it must be their capital. That's how we know that. But if we click here, we'd see they have a garrison of 1,250. We click on this, we only need 3,000 regiments to siege this. So there's no point having like a ton of people here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to grab the unit, split to create a new unit. I'm just going to move guys over here. We're going to pull these 8,000 off so they don't take attrition. Oh, another decisive battle. Same thing over here. Pull 8,000 of them off. There we go. The war is won. The war is won. These guys are blockading. By blockading, we're getting that bonus like we talked about with the Brittany War. So we are in the 3rd episode, guys, just so you guys know, right? There's a playlist link down below, and you guys can catch us sort of at the start of this. And we are going very step-by-step, hand-holded. This is for complete beginners. If you're just trying to learn and figure out the game, that's who we're making this for. Which is not going to be useful to everyone, of course. A lot of people might be looking for like a intermediate playthrough or something. That's not what this is. We're going slow. I'm just picking up these troops and just getting them home. I'm just getting them home. Although, to be fair, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's leave them in England, because we could do follow-up wars. We could do follow-up wars. It looks like we are successfully blockading all of these areas. We're sieging these down, but it's taking some time. France has been excommunicated. Oh. France has been excommunicated. However, France is winning the war. France is winning the war. Like, decisively. However, if we attack France, we could do this with the excommunication CB, which is a special CB that the Pope basically hates France. The Pope hates France. Would be called into multiple wars, fighting in another war. Austria would be called into multiple wars. See, this is what's going on. Oh, Austria would help us. Austria would help us defeat France. This would be a very, very aggressive, but we could call Austria into a war against France. We might even be able to call Castile. Holy cow, this would be amazing. This would be amazing. If we do an excommunication war against France, the big thing about this is, so the French land is very rich. If we take a lot of land here, people will think we're a warmonger. There'll be a lot of aggressive expansion. Germany, the Holy Roman Empire, will be very upset. It's very easy to get these guys to turn against you. The cool thing is the excommunication is a special CB. It's a special... Provence won't even join this, for crying out loud. It's a special CB, because there's a big X there, say, we will not join. Oh, we have a truce. We have a truce with them. No. Oh, see, we have a truce. So we'll lose like 5 stability and take a huge amount of aggressive expansion. Look at this giant coalition that would form if we attack France. This is just for attacking them, let alone taking stuff in war. That's because we'd be breaking a truce. That's because we'd be breaking a truce. We need to see what our truce time is with France. But if we can sneak in an excommunication CB against them, this is minus 50% aggressive expansion. Very, very powerful. But unfortunately, we have a truce with France. We can click on France and go to the truce flag here and see that truce with England ends in 1 year. So it's only 1 year away. So let's finish this war over here. We got 21% chance in Cork, 41% in Cork, 14% in Tyrone. We're working on this, Okay. We can take a little bit of our light ships over here to help engage for the battle, because there's going to be a little naval battle there. Pretty light one. Naval battle over here as well. These are our transports. We don't want them to get too beat up. Okay, the war is won, though. The war is won. We stole a... I think we stole a cog. Oh, no, did we have 19? We already had 19, didn't we? Let's get everybody home with the new word that France is potentially going to be the next target. This is going to be crazy if we can do this. So there we go. The war is over. What we need to do now is we need to click on Cork, and we need to give this to Desmond. I'm going to come down here, occupied by you. No, this is going to be Munsters. I said Desmond because they're provinces. It's weird. This is Desmond. This is the province of Desmond. This is the country of Munster. This is the country of Cork. Or no, this is the country of Desmond, but they own Cork. It's confusing, but we need to give this to Munster. And then here we need to give this to Ulster, because they have a claim on that. And then we go into here. We made these guys a co-belligerent. Oh no! It's costing us Diplo to do that. Why is it doing that? It's probably because it's going to Ulster and not ourselves or something. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. There's a little bit of aggressive expansion, but we're so far away from Europe, no one's going to care. Only Ireland's going to care. We're going to give these to our subjects. We can take the money. It's just a little bit of money, but we can take it anyways. We're paying a little bit of Diplo. It's kind of a bummer. We're taking a little bit of aggressive expansion, but again, we're kind of like the aggressive expansion that we took from down here was mostly these people that cared. Over here, it's going to be mostly these people that care. But 19's not enough to get anybody too upset. So this is totally fine. The war is over. The war is over. Let's get these guys on a boat. Let's get them down here. Let's start thinking about compositions. Let's just get them to France. Let's just get them to France. Thing is, I really desperately want to get that mission done, though. So we're kind of torn here a little bit. Getting the mission done. We need to build 11,000 troops. Which would help us against France, too. That would put us at 10,000 manpower. That means we're still a ways off. We kind of need to wait till this gets all the way up to full, and then we can build those troops, and then we'd have that mission done. Man, that makes me sad. That makes me really sad. But this opportunity to attack France is like too good. Because they're distracted with Burgundy. They're distracted with Burgundy right now. We could potentially call in... Let's see. Would Austria would join. However, Castile would join once they get out of their war. But they're in a war right now with who? They're fighting Morocco. Fighting Grenada and Morocco. Good luck with that. Are you fighting with Portugal? No, it's a separate... Portugal's in a separate war with Morocco. Interesting, interesting. Portugal's actually doing a number on Morocco too. Kind of. I don't know. This is gonna be a tough situation there. Yeah, Castile's potentially going to be in this war for a minute. Could be in this war for a minute, but if we could call, maybe we just wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit. I mean, for the most part, it looks like this war is going to last a while too. But it certainly does look like, oh, Milan's there fighting. They're winning some battles. Good. Burgundy's rallying. Burgundy is rallying. The Renaissance. This changes everything. Okay, the Renaissance has spawned, and it's spawned in Milan. It's spawned in Milan. So that means this is an ideology that's going to be spreading throughout the world. And it ends up being a technology barrier. It's what we call the institutions. We go to our technology tab here. There's a little book right here. We can open this to show the institutions. Now, we already have feudalism. Everybody has feudalism in Europe. That's fine. But although there's places in the world that don't have the feudalism sort of concepts in the New World and so on and so forth. But we have feudalism. Tribal countries and things like that might not start with feudalism. The Renaissance, though, however, is a new idea. These are new concepts and ideas, and if we don't fully understand this stuff, then we're going to be unable to keep up with our technology. We need to embrace these ideas, these concepts. And eventually then it's colonialism and printing press, and these are different sort of like the printing press. I mean, his major technological advancements, jumps in technology, right? Huge things. And we need to make sure that our country's like getting with it on those ideas. And this penalty, there's an institution tech penalty for every year that we do not embrace the Renaissance. This penalty will go up by 1%, up to 50%. Eventually, we'll be paying 50% more for our technologies. That's terrible. That is terrible. That's totally not what we want. So we need to think about that when we're buying technologies. Right now it's 0%, and for a few years it'll be low, right? For a few years it'll be low, but eventually once this gets overwhelming, we have to figure out how to embrace this. And the way you do that is it either spreads over time automatically. It'll be spreading very, very, very quickly in Italy, and then it'll spread quickly to France, and then eventually it'll jump from France over here. In fact, we're getting a little bit of spread here, but it's just like minuscule. At this rate, it's saying it's going to take 30 years for this to be embraced here. 30 years. Hundreds of years. So this is just going at a snail's pace over here. What we could do is we could actually develop these provinces. When we spend our points and develop this land, we actually get a big boost to Renaissance. You can see 3.5% there. Specifically, this will increase this bar by 3.5% just by clicking this button, but it costs a lot of military power, which we need for our technology. So it's like this. But the good news is if we develop our land, then at least we can kind of sort of like it's like an investment for the future, right? This will provide more benefit to us going forward. So we can pick a province that's cheap to develop. This is 49. We might be able to find some cheaper ones, 47, so on and so forth. We can find this one that's really cheap to develop, and we could just start developing this up like mad and trying to get Renaissance to start. Once we get one province individually embraces it, it will spread throughout our country, and then we can embrace it as a nation. So London's getting a little bit of passive growth just by itself. And we could try to like do what we need to do to kind of push it over the edge here, but it's going to take a lot of points to do that. We don't have enough points to even get there if we wanted to. There's no point doing it now. We're just going to keep saving up our points for now. It's something we're going to be dealing with for the next 10 years. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's not going to be something we just get done with immediately, but it is something that's coming. Making a little bit of money. We knew that these guys were going to rise up, right? We suspected this. Going to be 10,000 troops there. We can actually bring these guys around to help out here. What's the supply limit in this province? 30. So we could just dogpile all of our units on this, no problem. All 29,000. I'm going to just sit here and get ready for this rebellion to spawn, because that's going to happen soon. We probably don't want to attack France while we have active rebellions going on. That would be silly. Oh, our spy network with Brittany has moved along here, so let's get another claim there. And we cannot get a claim on this one because we have no neighboring province. We can either get a claim via a direct connection via land or across sea tiles. But you can see that this province belongs in this sea tile. We don't have anything that touches into this sea tile. We don't have this province or this province. We don't have this province anymore. So we cannot actually get a claim on that. So if we go to war with Brittany, we'll probably just be taking these bits. Brittany's in a couple different wars, actually, which is kind of interesting. So they're pretty weak and stable. We don't need to be building a spy network anymore because we can't get any more claims on them. What can we do? What can we do? Castile likes us. The Pope likes us. Austria likes us. That's good. This is all good. Portugal likes us. We have a lot of available diplomats. We could just keep making people happy with us. Aragon could like us. They don't like us right now. Oh, wait a second. Something happened with Aragon. No, they have a personal union over Navarre. I'm just looking at their sort of a network of alliances. Let's make Aragon happy. They're a big country. Maybe we make Burgundy happy. They're kind of a big, scary country. And we could leave one diplomat just kind of like floating right now to potentially attack France, or just to kind of test the waters on that. Provence will join. Austria would join. Austria is very, very powerful. They only have 18,000 troops now, but they would rally a huge army to help us in this cause. But you can see right now we would be clearly outnumbered. Like, decisively outnumbered if we just attacked like this. If we get Castile to join us, then it's a different story. Oh, not willing to join another English offensive war until 1456. They're just not willing to join at all, period. So you can see if we test the waters on France now, though, you can see that we're no longer breaking a truce. So that aggressive expansion that we didn't accrue, that coalition that we'd form, and the stability cost is gone. Now we have justified reasons to attack. Justified reasons to attack. We would be outnumbered. We would be outnumbered if we did this. The only saving grace is that France is getting battered by fighting Burgundy, but unfortunately, man, Burgundy's not doing as well as I would hope here. Burgundy is getting pushed back pretty hard. Okay, those rebellions, the rebellion popped up, guys. We fought him and we kind of blinked and it went away. We did lose some troops fighting those guys, though, unfortunately. Yeah, I think war against France is a little optimistic there. Little optimistic there. We can look and see, okay, what do you guys have now in terms of cores and claims and stuff? Didn't we see another really good option? You guys are allied to Leinster. So we could attack these guys and give this to Ulster, and we could give this to Munster, which is kind of neat. Or we need to attack these guys who are allied. Oh, well, if we attack these guys, they're allied to Leinster, and we could give both these to Ulster. That's an interesting option. It's an interesting option. It's kind of just whatever we want to do at this point. I'm just trying to make sure we get more manpower. It'll take us about 3 years, probably, to get to where we need to on manpower. The war would cause us to lose a little bit of manpower, but it wouldn't be too devastating. And this is really such a big deal for going... Oh, wait a second. Here's an idea. If we attack Scotland, France would join. Austria would join. That might be the way to attack France. Instead of attacking France directly and making it against France, we attack Scotland. We attack Scotland. And France gets pulled in because what France is doing, we haven't talked about this, but France is guaranteeing the independence of Scotland. France is like the big brother over here, making sure that, you know, evil England doesn't expand up north. The annulled alliance, the old alliance, I guess, is how you say that. And just it's a historical thing. They start that way. Sometimes they upgrade that to an actual alliance. Doesn't look like they've done that this time, though. Not yet, at least. We could actually be getting claims on some of these provinces up here. Like, we could make a claim on Gallery for a future war against Gallery. Yeah, let's do that. Let's use our spy network to build a claim on Gallery in case, like, we fight them again when we attack Brittany. And then that would give us a reason to take land up here in the HRE and sort of start moving us up the chain, which could be kind of interesting. So we're playing very passive, but honestly, as a new player, we've only actually played 8 years in the game, guys. This is 8 years out of 400 years of alternate history. And we've expanded our borders. We've We've kept our borders from France, which most of the time the AI has a hard time doing that. France will usually come gunning for you. We've expanded our influence in Ireland by taking vassals and expanding their bits and stuff. So we're doing really well right now. We still have rebellion. These guys are going to rebel eventually over here. They're at 60%. It's saying it's going to take about 3 years for that to become a thing that we're worried about. Here we go, guys. We're coming up on this. Let's start building more units. We need 11,000 units to be built. We're getting so close. Doesn't really matter where we build them. I'm just building 1,000 regiments. 1,000 infantry, building regiments in each of these provinces. So about 60 days that'll be back. That pushed our manpower way down, right? Each one of those cost 1,000 manpower. Okay. So I'm going to grab all of these troops. I'm going to get rid of this big stack here and just have them like, oh, it'll take a month for them to be able to move. Oh, because I'm not paying them anything. Right, we're losing money if we start paying for the troops. Feels bad. Let's give them a little bit of pay so they can I can just sort of move them around. They can't even move when they're at 0 morale like that. Oh, there's a war. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Scotland's getting involved in a war in Ireland. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't approve of this. Who's attacking who? Kildare is attacking Leinster. I do not approve. The interesting thing is that means that if we attacked Kildare, we would be fighting Scotland without France. Wow. Wow, that's kind of interesting. And Burgundy is getting completely wrecked. Milan's still holding out though, hopefully. 3 leagues are holding out, hopefully. The fact that Provence joined in that war is kind of a bummer. That turned the tide, I bet. So if we go to our missions here, Levy the Troops, we have the full force limit, but we need the 60% manpower. We're so close to this, guys. We can do this. We can do this. Then we're going to get full claims on all of this, I think. I think we need about 17,000 to have that consider itself to be at 60%. We could do the exact here, but maybe it might be a little bit more beyond that. Definitely by 17. Anyways, yeah, we'll just wait a couple months. We should have it done. Oh, we can get a new we can invest in new technology. Okay. Military tactics, morale, good. Let's get that. That's a huge technology. That's a huge one. Oh, whoa! France just took a massive bite. France just took a big bite of Burgundy. Burgundy, no! No! Poor Burgundy. Poor Burgundy. Now France is available to attack us. We can rival the Denmark. They've rivaled us. Or we could rival the Ottomans. We're allied to Castile, so we don't want to rival them. Burgundy is a country that we could... I don't want to rival. I want them to be strong. I want them to help us against France, or at least like fight against France or something like that. Weaken France. Denmark is someone that we might actually be able to be on the aggressive with eventually. And they've already said that they hate us, so let's say that we hate them too. We could actually... So there's a ledger, guys. And this is really, really cool. Have we looked at this yet in the last couple episodes? I apologize if we have, but we can go to military. I want to take a little sneak peek at France here. I want to see how their military situation is looking. We can go to rivals. France, they have 30,000 direct troops. This doesn't count all their subjects, right? They got a bunch of subjects. 11,000 of those are mercenaries. Okay, those are expensive. They have no manpower. And 30,000 standing army with no manpower. So they have no manpower to replenish their forces. Like if they lose a battle, they just get whittled. They literally can be whittled down and die. Provence is saying that Provence has some debt and some other things, but they would be willing to join this. Manpower issues, war exhaustion issues, so on and so forth. Austria's totally fine joining this. If we did this, we would have more troops than them. We'd have more manpower and more troops. We could beat France. We could beat France. If we could get Castile to join it, it'd be a no-brainer. But Castile won't join for the next two years. You know what? If we get Castile and Austria to join, we're attacking France. But before we do that, let's levy the troops. I think next month. Oh, we can get the claim on Gelre. And the reason why I'm getting the claim on Gelre rather than the other countries here is because we know that we can attack Gelre by attacking Britain. We've already been at war with Gelre. So we've already seen that opportunity. We could also build a spy network against Utrecht. We could also build one against Friesland. We could build a spy network on any of these provinces. Heck, we could build a spy network on Burgundy. That's an interesting idea, because we could actually attack Burgundy while they're weak. Because we know they're significantly weakened here. That is kind of an interesting idea. And France just going in there and just slapping heads. Levy the troops. Let's go. You have completed a mission, a big one. Big one. Permanent claims on all of Ireland and Scotland. Let's go. Including a really good CB that will let us just straight up subjugate Scotland. That's super neat. That's super neat. You know, so we now have 18,000 men in reserve that we can then use. Let's get the army online. Stuff is happening. Stuff is going down. Let's get a new diplomatic advisor. Since the other one died. Happens. Stuff is going down. These guys are allies to Leinster and Scotland. Leinster and Scotland, huh? Leinster won't join, but Scotland would. We don't have a claim on these guys, right? Well, wait, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have to wait. We have to wait a day. Okay, there we go. Now we have new casus bellis on all these countries. So let's go over here. We can attack any of these. They're allied to Scotland. You allied to like every single one of these dudes or something? The heck, man. You're allied to a big chunk of them. Allied to 3 of them. This would allow us to get into a war against Kildare. This would get us into a war against a lot of them. This would be 3 little nations. We could scoop this guy into Ulster. We could scoop this guy into Munster. We could take Leinster for ourselves. Although Leinster's about to be seized. Leinster's not going to exist here in a second. So we have a couple years, guys. We have a couple years to kind of figure out what we want to do, but I think for the most part it's a land grab. It is a land grab right now in Ireland. I don't like that stack. Let's do stacks of 12,000. Let's make sure they each have some cavalry. The cavalry are really strong in combat. $12,000 total. That's a group. Let's get these guys on a boat, get them to Ireland. This is a group. It's like, are we going to be attacking? Whoops. I don't know where those guys are going now. I accidentally misclicked with those ships. They got locked in a weird way, but they're here. They're moving pretty quickly. Okay, let's think about who we want to attack here. I don't really want to get into a war with Scotland right now, although, quite honestly, like, this is nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just thinking France is kind of like a bigger priority here, possibly. France is destabilized, and we have Castile standing around. We have Austria standing around. Austria, Castile, and ourselves against France. That's a win. Make no mistake, that is a win. And if we can use our diplomacy to get like an effective sort of situation like that, then that's worth it. But I think this is pretty clean. Okay, so we can't, it's saying that we don't have access here, right? So we could go in here and be like, hey, can I get military access? Ask for military access. Great. Now let's move through here. And once we get through here, we're going to cancel that, because that does count as a diplomatic relation. We're losing some men here because I didn't have a good general. We didn't have a general at all. Uh-oh, no! We lost John Talbot. He was a really good general and we lost him. That would have been critical in the French wars. I'm going to go here. I'm going to cancel that military access now, because that was costing us diplomatic power to have that extra relationship. So we can give Leinster to Ulster. We can give this to Ulster. If I take it myself, no Diplo, right? 7. Ooh, wait, no, we have permanent claims on all this. I think we take it ourselves, but if we want to give it away to our subjects, we can just give it to them after the war. We take it all ourselves, because we have permanent claims on all of this. The reason why we're going to give it to our subjects, that's kind of a good question if someone's wondering what's going on with that, is basically when we have to admin core this, right? This costs us admin to core. If I could actually have my subject do that for me, and then in the future, when we annex them, we can pay Diplo. Diplo is a little bit more, it's sort of easier to come by, I guess is a way to think about that. So we're actually going to give this land to our subjects. We're just going to split it with our subjects, I think. We're making sure that we're blockading all these areas. No, we're in a war, dude. I don't want to join an offensive war. We're in a war against Aragon. You're supposed to help me in a war against France in 2 years. Castile, Castile, Castile. Castile, Castile, Castile. Is Portugal helping with this, at least? It looks like Portugal's helping. Castile plus Portugal, they probably beat. I think we're going to help, but we're not going to help, if you know what I'm saying. We're going to help, but we're not going to help. If Genoa and the Pope come up here to our land, we'll defend our land. So we will accept that. We will accept that. The bummer with that, though, the big bummer here, now we're at war with the Pope. The Pope loves us. We love the Pope. If we dishonored that call, we would have lost the alliance, because he would basically say, "Hey, look, we helped you with a war. You're not going to help us with a war. Our alliance is over. Like our relationships are over." And they would hate us. I mean, they could rival us. They could turn on us completely. So that would be very bad. Very, very bad indeed. Let's go over here and get these 18,000, because we actually need these guys. Oh, we stole a ship. We stole a light ship. That feels good. Oops, actually, no, cancel. Protect trade in the English node instead. I don't know what's going on. There's also a mission here. An event that's happening. I'm trying to get these guys down here because it looks like there's going to be unrest down here. We're going to gain corruption. Gain 1 corruption. That's expensive to pay down. Oh, we have a new government reform. Okay, this has just popped up to sell us. We haven't talked about this at all, right? It's just apparently we're gaining this government reform every month. There you go. So we can start to customize our government, and this will just warn us every time. It just automatically happens. Nothing to worry about, nothing to really think about. It's just going to be automatically happening. We have an English monarchy. Plus 50 governing capacity, but we lose absolutism. This is what we already have slotted in. It's sort of unique. It's unique to the English monarchy here, which is kind of cool. So we can curtail the noble privileges. Oh, guys, we've actually been kind of neglecting our estates over here. I don't know if there's much we can do with these guys or not. But we can curtail the nobility. Well, we don't even have the nobility because we're a and this gives us 50% more national manpower modifier. That's funny. That's funny because we needed that a while ago. I think we want to actually boost our economy. I think we want to get the extra taxation. That's going to be permanent. We could switch that eventually, but whoa, we're spending a lot of money to root out this corruption, right? It's going to take a year to pay down this corruption, but we're paying it down as fast as we can. That's why we're losing so much money here per month. So this is all rooting out corruption. Hey, the war is over. War is over. Let's take all of this land ourselves. Coalition. It's warning us a coalition will form, but the only member will be Leinster. So no one cares about Leinster. Let's take their money. They don't really have much money, but let's do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grant these provinces to the countries that had the claims for them. So I'm going to go to Ulster. How do I do this? I might need a diplomat to do this. I'm noticing our diplomats are kind of they're doing things that we don't need them to do. Slow the game down a little bit. Economic. I'm trying to see. We can seize their land. It's not letting us grant profits. This might be part of a DLC that we do not have, which is kind of annoying. It's fine. We can take the land ourselves. It's totally fine. It's not going to be a big deal. I thought there would be an option. It says sell ships, gift, send gift, give subsidy, sell a province, influence the nation. Yeah, I think the ability to just grant them a province is not here. I guess we could sell them a province potentially, but that's not really what we want to actually do. Okay, let's keep actually like keeping the wars going here in Ireland. So we're just going to core these ourselves. That's fine. We'll pay the admin. We'll do it. I'm just going to hit the core all button. That's going to take care of the overextension. Not a big deal. We'll just take this all directly. We'll take this all directly. In fact, so we would have had to have transferred the occupation before the war ended to be able to do that. Okay, we have ability to make a claim on Utrecht. I don't know if we're going to attack these guys anytime soon, but hey, we could do this just to kind of have the option available, right? The cause for war available on these guys. So that'll give us CBs, casus bellis against Friesland and Utrecht. Just gives us more sort of flexibility to navigate the ecosystem and sort of make decisions and stuff. We have a good amount of money here. We could build more light. Oh, we're actually over our naval force limit. We must have stolen a ship or two during that, but the naval force limit should adjust. Okay, let's get the Navy back. I'm holding control when I do this. I'm just going to regroup the entire Navy. I'm sure our ruler's in charge for this fight against the rebels. Yep, they're at 90% here. They're likely to spawn in this province. If they spawn here, it's a fort, so it's fine, because that fort will kind of like hold them. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to grab all of our light ships. That's fine. You guys go back and protect trade. It says that we'll make a little bit more with Lubeck, but I think that's not quite true. I think we're going to make more if we can just boost this up and get a larger percentage in the English node. And that's kind of like our main, that's kind of like our main thing there. We're collecting from sort of London basically, and we're collecting this area. So getting this 54% up as high as we can means more of this money right here becomes ours. We're losing a lot of money because, again, we're rooting out corruption. I'm just noticing there's a little minus sign next to the money there saying, hey, we're losing money. These Irish areas are going to rise up against us. That will happen. I'm just trying to think, okay, we got free diplomats here. We have permanent claims on all these guys. We have reasons to go to war with all these countries. Is there a way that we can piece this together in such a way that we could just attack? This guy right here is only allied to Scotland. Okay, fine. He's only allied to Scotland. This guy is allied to Scotland as well as basically everybody else. Not counting this guy. So if we attack Scotland, we'll join. I don't really feel like attacking Scotland right now. Instead, I think what we're going to do is we're going to attack these guys. A little bit of a bigger battle here. Should be decisive though. Leave detached siege. Leave 3,000 guys below. These guys have no morale. They retreated there and they're wiped. They are stack wiped. That war is over. Although what I'm thinking is let's bring these guys around. Let's attack Limerick, who is only allied to Kildare. Kildare is now sort of taken care of here. So we have just cleaned up Ireland very quickly, right? It took a long time to sort of really prepare that, but we've cleaned up Ireland very quickly. There are going to be rebellions up here, no doubt about that. And we can actually leave... I'm going to leave our general behind, and by splitting off like that, your general always stays in the left column. And we're just going to leave the general there, the leader, because he could die on the siege. So that's good. That's what we want. We could be building up a spy network on... Well, we could build a spy network on, like, Navarra, I guess, if we wanted to. It's a neighboring area. Aragon controls Navarra, so we'd build it on Aragon first. Apply it to Navarra. We could build a spy network on Burgundy. We talked about that, Burgundy. Although Burgundy does like us. I'm going to ditch Portugal. Wait, whoops. I made a mistake there. We were... No! Apparently because we have such good relationships. Because we have such good relationships. Holy cow. That's funny. We lost 2 stability for breaking the alliance with Portugal. That usually doesn't happen because usually you don't have such a good relationship. But they just loved us so much. Because I was thinking, like, we could royal marry Burgundy. Because Burgundy kind of has a succession issue. He has no legal heir. That means if we royal marry Burgundy, we kind of throw our hat into the ring for something kind of neat. I can see that Aragon's over here sieging down Calais. Not a big deal right now. Because it's a fort. It's sort of doing its job there. We want another general. We do want another general. Let's roll one. We can say, hey, look, select a leader. No leader. Select one. Roll a general. Recruit a general. Alternatively, I could just go to this page here where we have 15 army tradition now. Feels good. Feels good. We could just roll one here. 2 shock, to be fair, that's not good, right? A 0-2-0-0. That's compared to like John Talbot. That's terrible. But 2 shock is actually the best we could probably do if we only got 2 pips. So that's actually totally valid. Shock is one of the more important sort of phases of combat. So getting 2 on that is pretty good. It's pretty good. Like in many ways, that general is better than our actual leader. But once these sieges are done, increase centralization efforts. Well, we already have -3 stability. Nice. I guess a small benefit to being at -3 stability. No! France has declared war on Brittany. So France is going to try to scoop all this land up. They don't have claim on all of it, but they might take it anyways. What is our truce end here? 2 years, we could swoop in and try to get whatever's left, but I don't know if there's going to be anything left. Oh, yeah. Castile's doing a great job over here. No worries. Castile's doing a great job. We just need to make sure that Aragon here doesn't take this. And we have troops that can swoop in and take care of that, so it's not too bad. The stability is a big issue, though. We need to raise our stability up. This is going to be incredibly painful. Incredibly painful. You know what? What are we losing here exactly? We're in spy detection, negative stability, national unrest +6, interest per annum, yearly legitimacy. The legitimacy is hurting us because keeping that high then ties into a lot of other bad things. I'm going to boost this 2 times. You know, we're just going to boost it to 0. That's very. We spent a lot of admin to do that. Oof, because we're behind on admin technology, so that's not good. Yeah, there's going to be nothing left here. There's going to be nothing left. No! See, this is why we're thinking about potentially doing this, so we cut France off. But France could still get claims up here. It wouldn't prevent France from being able to claim the other bits, too. Man. We tried. We tried. Hey, the fact that we got 2 provinces there, I almost call that a win in some ways. And Burgundy, right? Build the spy network on Burgundy. We have a royal marriage with them, but let's build a spy network on them. Man, that was really silly of me breaking the alliance with Portugal. Now we know. You have a really good relationship with someone, you break the alliance, boom. They get upset. Really upset. Kildare has fallen, nice. Minus 28% chance here. We're getting closer and closer to having to do that fight right there, it looks like. Okay, we can enable automatic rebel suppression, which is kind of cool. These guys will just take care of the rebels when they spawn down here. Essentially. Oh, we can do a new debate for Parliament. Let's start a debate. What do we need? An extra diplomat? Not really. Extra trade power abroad? That could be really good. 8,000 manpower. This would have been amazing if we would have gotten this like initially. Everything would be accelerated right now. I think extra trade power is going to be good. We could spend some money to do this. Sure. Bribe them a little bit. Spend a little bit of legitimacy. Sure. Legitimacy is going back up now that we've fixed our stability issues. If the burghers a little bit of influence, no problem. Clergy, no problem. Diplomatic power, I'd rather not do that. Clergy again? There we go. We gave away a bunch of stuff that we didn't really care too much about. Scotland is fighting a huge rebel stack up here. And they just lost a lot of men to do that. They're going to have to replenish their armies there. Actually, I wonder if we attacked here. Yeah, Scotland still is enthusiastic to go to war. How's France feeling if we attack Scotland? They're in debt. They've occupied and besieged provinces. They have war exhaustion. There's some things going on there, but for the most part, France is thinking everything's all dandy. The Aragon is getting trounced right now. Absolutely trounced. And our wars are over here. And the only countries that are really going to care about this are a bunch of countries that won't exist in a second. We're going to take that land. I guess we could have taken their money, but it's okay. You can't have a coalition that's less than 3. This is saying that we're going to have 3 people in part of the coalition. But one of these countries, Thomond, is the one that we're annexing right now. You can't have a coalition if there's less than 3. There we go. So Scotland, Scotland and these 2 nations right here want to actually like form a coalition against us, straight up. Problem for them is they can't do it by themselves. They need like France to start caring about this. France actually does kind of care. They're at 46, right? 50 is the magic number there. If we take anything from down here, they're going to be upset. But this will decay over time. Yearly, it's going down by about 2 per year. If we go here, our improved relations here is not looking so good. We have overextension. We do need to core all these. Oh, we don't have the admin to do that. Oof. That was actually a little bit of a miscalculation, I guess. So, but Ireland is basically taken. This country right here is essentially an ally of Scotland. Let's grab these guys, and you guys here, come down to here, and let's get these guys somewhere else. These 16,000 will just kind of hang out in Ireland and kind of deal with any rebellions that pop up. The rest of our troops are probably going to posture for a war against Scotland. I think the war against France is a little bit... Ooh, nice. Ruler died. That's a good thing, because the queen's really, really good. She's a 5-1-6. Our heir's a 4-4. So this is going to get a lot more admin. Now we're making 10 per month instead of 5 per month. Let's go. That's really, really good. Belgium wants military access. Okay, we'll give that. Austria wants a new royal marriage. Okay. Do we need another royal marriage with... Whoop, we need a royal marriage with Castile. Just lock in those relationships, right? Just lock them in. We can get royal marriages with our subjects, but it says we already had one with... The royal marriage was still preserved with Munster. Okay. This is looking really, really good, guys. I think for the most part, though, we could attack these guys and attack Scotland. We have a much more powerful situation going on here. Oh, we have enough admin to finish these cores now? Oh, close. Next month. Because we're getting so many per month. We're getting 10 per month. Now, we're way behind on admin technology. Way behind. In fact, we're not doing so great on any technology, and that's mostly to blame by the fact that we start with the 0-0-0 ruler, right? Now that we have a 5-1-6, that is literally 12 more points per month on average, right? That's 4 more in each category as an average than we were getting before. That's like doubling the amount of points we're getting. So it kind of makes sense that we're like behind on technology. That's one of the reasons why England's kind of a tough start. Just that alone makes England kind of a tough start. We'll be able to get this and get Conquer Ireland, which gives us a bunch of local goods productions when that finishes. Conquer Scotland gives us extra administrative bits here, which is kind of cool. There's some neat little missions here with England for sure. What did that say about Burgundy? Something about the throne? Whoa. Whoa. Burgundy is now a junior partner of France. Whoa. Flanders is free nation. Holland is a free nation. But Brabant got integrated into Burgundy and then is now part of France. So France and Burgundy have united. Flanders is not part of the HRE, so Flanders is like just ripe for the taking right now. We need to build a spy network on Flanders. Yikes, guys, that's gonna really like... That is gonna really... We might need to look at our estates too in the next episode. That's gonna really make it a lot harder to attack France if now it's France and Burgundy together with all of the France's subject nations and stuff. Holy cow, that's actually intense. That's actually really intense. The war, we are technically at war with Aragon, but Castile and Portugal are beating up those guys, so we're not really doing anything here. We're mostly concerned about all the rebellion that we're going to have. Lots of little Irish rebellions are going to pop up. Oh, they did take Calais. No. That's kind of a bummer. That's fine. We'll survive. They're not going to be able to actually take that in the war. We were winning the war, but they did take that province. Anyways, guys, thanks everybody for hanging out. In fact, to be honest, I feel like we've actually covered a lot in these 3 very long episodes. I wanted to make this series like 3 or 4 episodes. We might play another one just to kind of maybe look at the Renaissance. We'll probably maybe try to do the Renaissance situation, manage that a little bit, think about our technologies. England has kind of a slow start, a very powerful country with a very slow start, and kind of also set up to kind of fail, and you kind of have to kind of know what's coming to anticipate it and sort of spin that around in a way that we can succeed. Like that option to go for peace at the beginning with France, that's very much a passive choice, but that helps us not lose like big wars at the beginning. And the fact that our allies have been calling us into some silly wars and stuff is slowing us down a bit. But thank you so much everybody for watching, guys. We'll be back probably with a final episode in the next one. And this has been a little bit, like I said, shorter series, longer episodes. That's been the idea. We've been using 3 DLCs for this, so it's kind of a Goldilocks situation between all the DLCs and none of the DLCs. That's Common Sense, Art of War, and Rights of Man. That comes with the Empire Founders Pack on Steam. And figured a lot of people might have that combination of DLC. But thanks everybody for watching this England run. I feel like for the most part, if someone has watched this, at this point, you guys actually might be able to go on. I feel like we've covered a lot of topics. We've talked about stability, unrest, war, peace, like all kinds of things. There's so much more that we haven't, like, because our technologies are going so slowly. That's really the big blocker with this run, is we can't advance because we can't get the technologies because our leader is so terrible at the beginning of the game. So it's kind of like a lot of the mechanics, building buildings and stuff like that, and unlocking those things and doing the technology stuff is sort of pushed off into the future. And it might not be worth playing this series out for 10 hour-long episodes to get to those points. But in conjunction with the other tutorials we've done, like Castile, the Ottomans, Portugal, and Muscovy, I think people this will be a nice little different sort of take on the beginner tutorials that we've already done. A nice addition to the library. So thank you so much everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.